Just this name and roll number for the exam.
Sorry, sir.
Your name and roll number for this exam.
Sir, name is Sabyasachi-Aarohan, and my OPSC roll number was 321883.
Okay. Now, without telling your name and home district, please give us a brief introduction.
Without home district and name. Good morning, everyone. I did my graduation from Odisha University of Agriculture and Technology in Agriculture in 2017. Then I did my post-graduation in Agriculture with specialization to Genetics and Plant Breeding from Indira Gandhi Krishi Vishwavidyalaya, Raipur in 2019. Now I am pursuing my PhD in Genetics and Plant Breeding in Govind Ballabh Pant University of Agriculture and Technology, Pantnagar, Uttarakhand. My hobby includes gardening.
You are a student of agriculture
Yes, sir.
and have opted the subject agriculture and forestry.
Yes.
Good. And you have taken your subject. So, why forests are so essential for the human civilization?
Forest are essential because it main function of forest is protection. It protects us from many pollutants. Like there are so many environmental pollution are happening now. Forest are lungs basically, and forest also helps in soil conservation and natural water recharge. And forest also provides us very food, fuel, timber, and various non-timber forest products like resins, gums, etc. It is totally the tribal lives are totally based on forest. So forests are essential to us in many ways.
What are the main factors which is a threat to the growth of forest?
Sir, rapid industrialization one is threat, and the significant threat is rapid population explosion. Because due to this, we are degrading the forest in a dramatic way, and then we are using various chemicals and fertilizers is also one main reason because soil is polluted, and therefore forests are also degraded. And these are some reasons, sir.
What is the novel proportion of the forest and the general land?
The forest should be 33% of the general land. It is.
So what is the percentage of the forest in India?
According to Indian State of Forest Report in 2021, Indian forest and total tree cover is 24%. So we have to increase up to 33% to.
What is the position of Odisha?
Odisha having, sir, we have already crossed that limit. We have around 34% forest cover in Odisha.
34% or 39%?
And I think it's 34%. Still, I'll read about it, sir.
Okay. So, what is EPA?
Sir, it is Environmental Protection Act in 1996. It was implemented for protection of environment due to various factors like pollution and all that things.
And CPCB?
CPCP is a Central Pollution Controlling Board, which function as in which there are State Pollution Control Board, and below there is one thing is sorry, there are two things: Central Pollution Control Board and State Pollution Control Board.
Have you got any idea about the National Green Tribunal?
NGT, yes, sir. It is NGT functions generally where we are going for any projects like industry and all that things which degrade the environment. So we have to take permission from NGT in many ways. Like in case of we are seeing in Vedanta is factory in Lanjigarh. So at that time that NGT permission was delayed and some protest was done. So at last finally the factory was established by the permission of NGT.
How many types of noise there?
Noise, sir. Sorry, sir, I'm unable to recall it.
Okay. How many types of pollutions are there?
There are two types of pollution: primary pollution and secondary pollutants. Primary pollution are directly arising from various activities like mining and all that things like CO2. and CO2 and nitrous oxide, which directly emit from vehicles. And secondary pollutant are like peroxyoctyl nitrate and smog, and all is the secondary pollutants.
So there is also the radioactive and thermal pollution.
Yes, sir, radioactive.
How this pollution is measured as far as sound noise is concerned?
Yes, sir.
What is the parameter?
There is one air quality index is there, in which 8 parameters are there. So we are according to air quality index, we are getting either good, moderate, or severe is this type of warning. So Delhi comes under severe warning, while my district Kandhamal comes under good type of air quality.
What is the difference between the Kharif crop and the Rabi crop?
Sir, Kharif crops are generally sown in July, in the months of June, July, with the advent of monsoon, while Rabi and harvested are in October and November, while Rabi crops are sown in October and November and go up to March and April. And there is one more type of crop, that is Zaid crop is there, which is summer crop generally, and it is sown in April and harvested in June and July.
So the places where the irrigation is available,
Yes, sir.
proper irrigation is available.
Yes, sir.
So can paddy be grown during winter?
Paddy, winter crops, sir. Paddy can be grown. Paddy is grown in three times in Sambalpur area with the irrigation facility, because it is a photoinsensitive plant, so it can grow in 3 seasons like maize.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Your hobby is gardening. How are you making gardening? What are you doing? What are activities? You have mentioned that your hobby is gardening.
Yes, sir.
How are you doing gardening? What are you doing?
In my place, there is limited space is there. With the limited space, I am working on garden. Like I have planted some lawns. A small lawn is there, and I have planted puja plants around that. And one tree I have planted, that is Callistemon lanceolatus, that is called candle tree. And there are some flowering plants like marigold, chrysanthemum, and rose, etc. Because the area is small, I have to manage with small things like that.
Is it on the soil or on the roof of the
So, sir, I have planted in soil. I have not planted in roof, but it can be planted in roof, like roof garden, or we can go for a hanging basket and terrace cultivation. And new form is there, and vertical gardening is also prevalent nowadays. You can see in Delhi Expressway there are so many types of vertical gardening around the roads.
What is mangrove forest?
So mangroves are the lungs of the, we can say, coastal area, because it filters out pollutants and stops the tide from getting bigger. So there are some plants like Soneraceae, Abyssinia. These are found generally in coastal areas like Sundarban, and in Odisha also there is Bhitarkanika and area. So these are the protector of the coastal areas.
Okay. How it helps the land?
Sir?
And mangrove plants, how it helps to the land?
Sir, firstly, it stabilizes the coastal area from the effect of tide, and the roots are also having nematophores, so it also filters out the pollutants, silt, etc., so that the silt remains at shore, and the water cannot go to the backyards. So in this way, it protects from coast.
Soil erosion.
Yes, sir.
So, can you mention 5 species of mangrove
5 species of mangrove.
that popularly seen in Odisha?
Sir, Rhizophora, Soneratia, Abyssinia, and sir, I am forgetting of 2 other names.
Okay.
Odisha is mainly a state dependent on agriculture.
Yes, sir.
But today we find that thousands of hectares of land are lying uncultivated. Wherever you go on the road, you will find on both the sides of the road thousands of hectares of land are lying uncultivated, and people are switching over to some other profession rather than agriculture, even if their fathers and forefathers were dependent on agriculture. What is the reason why the people are refraining from agriculture?
Sir, I want to answer this with some reasons. Sir, first one is lack of irrigation facility. We have not covered that much area under irrigation, and for agriculture insurance penetration, because many farmers are still not opted for insurance policy. And third is a lack of available quality material like seeds, etc. We are not able to match that much like Punjab in case of Odisha. And fourth one is lack of such extension workers. The main problem lies in farmers are not able to know about the modern technologies because it is the work of extension workers. So these are, in my point of view, some of the major problems for which the lands remain vacant. Sir.
But these problems were there some 20 years, 30 years, 40 years back.
Yes, sir.
Extension, lack of extension of workers, as you said, then lack of these improved seats.
Yes.
And now somewhat some improved and better seats are available to some extent.
Yes, sir.
And irrigation has also expanded to some extent, as it was some 30 or 40 years back. The land under irrigation has expanded. But we saw that when we were children, some 50 years back or that, people were cultivating the land, they were dependent on agriculture. But now they are allowing the land to be barren and lying uncultivated. What is the reason?
Land deformation is the biggest problem in my point of view in Odisha because many farmers are small and marginal farmers and they are not managed to make that much of input to make modern agriculture. And also there are not opting for crop diversification, which is need of the hour. And the lack of soil testing facility in Odisha is also there. That so farmers are not able to know what this soil is because the soil is the main factor for plant and which gives us yield. So in that region, they are not up to date, sir.
Soil factor, the farmers, those who are taking to agriculture as their profession, generation after generation, they are well versed with the quality of the soil and the quality of the nature of crops to be grown. I think that is not a reason. Because previously our forefathers, those who were less educated, almost uneducated, they are also growing. I have seen in my childhood days, our fathers and grandfathers, they were growing paddy. Mainly that paddy was the chief crop. But you may agree that there is some social reasons also. This labor is not even not cheap. It is not, the labor is beyond the reach of the farmers. The natural calamities are also there, and other things. People find that the inputs like fertilizer and other things, the expenditure on agriculture is so much that the crops that is grown that is not meeting even the initial expenditure they have made on agriculture. That is also a reason. So there is a necessity of some, as you said, so many factors are responsible. Land consolidation of holding is required, irrigation facilities is required, all those things.
Cold storage also is
Cold storage and agri-processing centers are also required.
Why this is why these cold storage facilities are not increasing in our state?
Sir, because it depends on heavy investment, sir, both from government and private. Because lack of awareness and all that thing, private investment are not that much, and government is also facilitating some cold storage facility. But it needs to improve more cold storage to match the demand and supply of Odisha farmers and Indian farmers as a whole.
Have you heard the name of Professor Radhamohan and Sabarmati? Where they are known for?
Sorry, sir?
Professor Radhamohan and Sabarmati, where they are known for?
Sorry, sir, I am not able to recall it, sir.
Because they have adapted to the ancient and traditional method of agriculture. Professor Radhamohan, by profession, he was a college teacher, and Sabarmati is his daughter. They have made some farmhouse in Noyagada district in a very hard and high land. But they have adapted to the ancient and traditional method of agriculture, and they are using this bio fertilizer, and they have made their own arrangement for agriculture without depending on this government sponsored agriculture like lift irrigation area. And they are now producing there in Noyagada district. The land which was completely barren is now growing. Always it is green. Throughout the year it is producing the flowers, fruits, vegetables, etc. And that is why they have been awarded Padma Shri, Sabarmati and Radhamohan. The traditional, they have adopted to traditional method of agriculture there.
I'll read about it, sir. More.
While the Ukraine is very much in news now,
Sir, Ukraine is the largest supplier of sunflower oil, sir. It is supplied 50% of global oil supply and also 10% of corn and wheat supply. So, with the invade of Ukraine, the global food prices are soaring very much. So, it is in news now, sir.
Russia has attacked on Ukraine.
Yes, sir.
Why it has attacked on Ukraine? Ukraine is an independent country.
Yes, sir. Sir,
What are the
in
reasons?
Russia's perspective, there are three regions, sir. Ukraine is the economic advanced and one of the most successful agrarian economy. So it is one of the fascinating regions. Second region is eastward expansion of NATO, is sir, because due to security purpose, it attacked in Ukraine. And third one was emotional connect, sir, because it was already Ukraine is already was already a part of USSR. So the people are much more connected. That's why in these regions, due to the reason, they attack.
If they are emotionally connected, they should have tried to make friendship with the Ukraine. And instead of waging a war, we are emotionally attached with Nepal or Sri Lanka because of various reasons, historical reasons. So we cannot wage a war against Nepal. So Russia waged a war against Ukraine. Is it for emotional attachment?
No, its main purpose for its sovereignty and security purpose, because it is threatened by NATO from one side. Because if NATO is there, then it is the most potential problem due to US and all the European countries. So I think it's the main reason why Russia attacked Ukraine, sir.
so what is the position of Ukraine now?
The Ukraine forces are taking their territory to some extent. Like in Russia, there are only three regions are with Russia, that is Donbas region and Vostok region, and one is Odisha part. And other regions are out of the Russian soldiers. So Ukraine is proceeding into a very slow rate, but it is proceeding forward, sir.
There is a dispute between Odisha and Chhattisgarh in connection with Mahanadi.
Yes, sir.
What is the reason for that?
Sir, Chhattisgarh and Odisha share one longest river. It is called Mahanadi. But they are constructed several barrages and dam over that. But main reason was that they are constructing 12 dams, which are used as minor projects, but they are supplying water to industries. So we are getting less water in the non-monsoon region, which led us to water scarcity during non-monsoon period, and also we are also diverting some water to industries, though we have lack of water. That's why the main reason that is the main reason, sir, for the dispute.
What is the highest level that water can be stored in a Hirakud dam?
Sir, it is 6,000 feet, sir.
6,000 feet?
Sorry, sir.
No. It is 630 feet.
Sorry, 630.
It was very much in the news the last month when water was rising in Hirakud dam and gradually the gates were opened. SRC was
appointed.
making press briefing. It is 6:32. Who is the Odia dignitary who is now a governor of another state of our country?
Sir, it is Dr. Biswabhushan Harichandan. He is the governor of Andhra Pradesh right now.
Prior to him, who were the Odias, who were the
Prior
governors
to-
of other states?
I will start from undivided Madras district at that time. Dr. Harikrishna Mahatha was the governor at that time. Then
Where?
undivided Madras district, undivided Bombay, sir. Undivided Bombay. And then I will tell Srimati Draupadi Murmu ji, she was the governor of Jharkhand. And Biswabhushan Harichandan ji is right now the governor of Andhra Pradesh.
Janak Vallabh
Janak
Patnaik
Vallabh Patnaik was also there, sir.
was governor of
I'm unable to recall it right now.
Assam.
Assam.
Nityananda Kanungo was also a governor.
Sorry, sir. I am not aware of it, sir.
But then Surendranath Dwivedi was also a governor.
I
He
will
was governor of Arunachal Pradesh. Nityananda Kanungo was governor of Bihar, long back, of course.
What are your options?
Sir, agriculture and forestry, sir.
Agriculture and forestry. Okay. So, just in short, just tell me something about CAMP. What do you mean by CAMP?
CAMP, Kampa Fund.
Not CAMP, CAM.
C-
Mechanism.
Sorry, CAM.
CAM.
Okay.
Three, C4.
Yes. Sir, it is generally the succulent plants are using this mechanism so that they will conserve more water, and it is the combination of the mechanism in which the water is stored inside them, and they use that water during daytime for respiration, all that purpose, sir. Carboxy acid metabolism pathway, we call it KM plants, sir.
Okay, fine. Good feedback.
ଠିକ ଅଛି। ଆଉ ଟିକେ ଏଇ କରେଣ୍ଟ ଆଫେୟାର୍ସ ଉପରେ ଆଉ ଏଇ ଯେଉଁ ମୁଁ ପଚାରିଲି ହୀରାକୁଦ ଡ୍ୟାମ୍ ରିସେଣ୍ଟଲି ଗୋଟେ ଇଏ ହେଇଥିଲା, ଆଉ ଶ୍ରୀଲଙ୍କା କ୍ରାଇସିସ୍ ଯେଉଁଟା ପଚାରି ନେବୁ ସେଇଟା ବି ଗୋଟେ ଅଛି, ନାଇଁ ସେଇଟା ବୋଧେ ଡିସ୍କସନ୍ ହେଲା ଏଠି। ଶ୍ରୀଲଙ୍କା ୟୁକ୍ରେନ୍ଟା ହେଲା ତା ପୂର୍ବରୁ କରିଥିଲେ ଆମେ, ସେଭଳିଆ କରେଣ୍ଟ ଆଫେୟାର୍ସର ଆଉ କେତେ ଗୋଟେ ଇଏ କରିବାର ଅଛି। ପ୍ରେଜେଣ୍ଟେସନ୍ ଠିକ୍ ଅଛି ନା କ'ଣ?
আপনাদের ক্রস না করে গিয়ে
Asking for negative body language.
এটা ଟିକେ স্যার এটা প্রবলেম ଥିଲା ତ ମୁଁ ଏଇଟା ରଖିଦେଲି।
ସେମିତି ହେଲେ ଠିକ୍, କ୍ରସ୍ ହ୍ୟାଣ୍ଡ ହେବ।
Yes, sir.
ଠିକ୍।
থ্যাংক ইউ।
Thank you, sir.